Hi, everybody. This is Lieutenant Surface, the BGO Liaison Officer, and I'm just here to do a run-through of BGIS and hopefully can answer any questions that you have, and you'll be able to reference this video whenever you want to. You're having troubles logging in or creating an interview. So I'm going to walk through from the very beginning of just logging into BGIS, and I will talk through some different scenarios of creating interviews or submitting interviews. That sort of information. So if you just give me 1 second, I'm going to present my screen and we will get started. All right, so first things first, I'm going to show you how to get to the proper link to log into the BGIS site. So a lot of people have been trying to access the general Salesforce site, and that's not going to work for the to access BGIS. So the easiest way to get there is to type in usna.edu/admissions. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom of this site, you'll see blue and gold officers, and you can click on that and it'll bring you to the USNA Salesforce login page. So once you're there, you type in your username and your password and log in. So when you first log in, it'll bring you to your home page. And these are all of the bulletins that I post to everybody, to all the BGOs. So you'll see BGOs active, and these are the most recent. It'll start with most recent and go to previous bulletins that I post. In order to access these bulletins, you just click on the link here, and you'll be able to read the bulletin. Some bulletins I will have attachments to. For instance, this How to Navigate BGIS, there's an attachment down at the bottom. So you just click on that attachment and it'll bring you to, you can download this to your desktop so you can have it handy. But make sure you check the attachments on the bulletins to make sure that you are getting all the information in the bulletins. So going back to the homepage, that's all you'll see on your homepage. Now, we'll go to the applications. Most likely when you first log in, you'll have it on this view, this recently viewed list. If you haven't logged into BGIS recently or there's been some changes, you won't see all of your applicants if you're on this recently viewed list. So you need to change this recently viewed list to BGO applications current year. It'll show up with all of your applicants that you have. I just have a test account, so I just have a couple test applications in my list view, but I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes only. So once you have that BGO applications current year list up, you can pin that list. So prior to pinning, it'll look like this, where the pin is grayed out and kind of on an angle. But if you want to pin it, you just click it and it'll go down. So you can pin this BGO applications current year so that every time you log in, you'll have the current year list view available. So you'll see all of your applications at once. Now, in order to see just the basic information about a candidate, you click on the candidate's name, and this will bring you to their contact information, what class they're applying for, their graduation year of high school, and all of their kind of basic information, their mailing address. However, if you go back, then you can also click on their application number. So if you click on this application number, this will bring you to all of the information about a candidate and their application to the Naval Academy. So you can see up here the high school that they attend, how many checklist items they have completed, how many they're missing, what year they're going to start the Naval Academy if they get in, who their assigned BGO is, which should be you. And then if you go down, you can see all of their checklist items. So if you come to this application page, In order to create an interview, you'll see this Create BGO Interview on top. Notice that you can't just click this box. So you have to click this pencil and the box will turn blue. And then you click the blue box and press Save. Now you've created that interview. So now in order to get to that interview, you click on BGO Interviews. And this is the interview that I just created. So you can click on that BGO interview, and this is where you fill out all of the BGO interview information. So you'll start with overall evaluation, you click the pencil, and everything becomes edit mode. So you can do a drop down to top 25, you can pick your interview date was yesterday, and your overall evaluation comment. This will be basically a snapshot of the candidate. So you know what used to be in the old BGIS snapshot of candidate, now you write your overall evaluation of this candidate. Then you go down here. So I'll just type in here test. Now all of these are different drop-down boxes. So you discussed plebe summer, you discussed the limited majors, desired major, math and science. They want to, they're interested in any kind of prep program. They want to be a Navy pilot. And let's say, yes, they applied to NROTC. Now you get down to your behavioral standards. And say you want to just do top 25 for all of this. And now you type in the comments for each of the categories that you just graded. So you don't have to write top 25 again because it's already showing above. So now you just write what their comments are for interest and motivation. I'm just going to write test for all of these. So now that you have all of the boxes filled out and you're ready to submit. However, you don't have to finish this in all one sitting. So you can save this at any time just by clicking that save button, and it'll save all the information that you have. When you're ready to submit the interview, you must press save first. So see right here, it says save all interview data before submitting. So I just press save. So now I'm ready to submit. Again, you click this pencil, you press the blue box, and you press save. So now that interview has been submitted. Notice that when I submitted this top 25% interview, it does not need area coordinator approval because it's not a top 5%. So you'll notice up here, this box becomes checked that says completes requirement. If I had put a top 5% or not recommended in the overall evaluation, this completes requirement would not be checked. And that's because it would need area coordinator approval. Once the BGO submits their interview, and let's say it's a top 5%, now the area coordinator will see this interview under their recommendations and will be able to go in and check this area coordinator approval box. Once that's checked and saved, then you'll see that it completes its requirement. Furthermore, on this interview page, you see this activity box over here. This is how you submit student notes. So it's good practice to create an interview for all of your candidates so that you can keep student notes on all of your candidates once you're talking to them or you make first contact, and you just click this new note. And you can do this well before you do the interview, just anytime when you're talking to the candidate. And you might say 10:15, spoke to candidate, very motivated, and will is going to call me back in 2 weeks. So let's just say you wanted to remind yourself of that, and so you click done, and now the note will save underneath notes. So every time you come into this interview, you'll see your notes that you saved on that individual. You can also log a call. So if you talk to them on the phone, you can log a call rather than putting in a student note. You can also email your candidate directly from Salesforce. So notice that it's from my email address. It's not from my Salesforce username. It's from my actual email address. And you can say, to whoever, and then it'll BCC your email address. So you'll get it in your inbox and you just send the email straight from this page. All right, so that is about it for BGO interview. We'll click over here to schools. You can see all of your schools that you have. If you have more than 30 schools and it's not showing up right away, you can only see 30, but you have more than that. If you click this All Educational Institutes, then you'll be able to see more. You'll be able to see all of your schools. So say you have 40 schools. If you click on that All Educational Institutes, then all of your schools will show up. If you click on this school, you'll be able to get the information about that school, where it's located, the BGO account owner. You can click on this demographics page so you can get the demographics of the school. And the most important part, I think, for the BGOs is this staff page. And this is where you keep up-to-date information on the counselors. So say you went to Annapolis Senior High School and you realize that it's a new counselor that we don't have listed here. You can type in new or click on new, and you can say Sam Smith is the new counselor. And you can put their email address and phone number and click save. And that will populate a new staff member for Annapolis Senior High School. Bulletins is going to be the same thing as your home page. So you'll be able to see all the bulletins there as well. Forms and briefings. This is the new Blackboard. So you won't have to log into Blackboard anymore. You can go down and see this entire list of different information that we have available for you. Different briefs that we have. We have the daily brief given in admissions. We have the shortened admissions brief. So any information that you might want, the BGO store, business cards, you can find on this page. BGO student assignments is where you see all of your students, your candidates that you have. So kind of same information that you have under applications, except the application number will not be available on this page. And then one of the most important parts is My BGO Info. So this is how you keep up to date your BGO profile information. So you click on your name and you can change your mailing address, your email address. So in order to change your email address, you edit the alternate email. So say I wanted to change this. You change the alternate email and press save, and it will automatically update your email address. You can change your home phone number, your mobile phone number, all of that information. And that is really the basics of how to use BGIS. Remember, the biggest things that I've noticed the BGOs running into is this list view. They're not clicking on the BGO application's current year. They're keeping it on that recently viewed, and you're not going to be able to see everything. For interviews, remember that you have to save all of your information first prior to submitting that BGO interview. And that's it for my basics of BGIS tutorial. I will get more information out to you as it arises. I know we're having some issues still about certain kind of case-by-case candidate issues. So please let myself or Kathy know if you're having some big issue. The ACs have also had training, so please get in touch with the area coordinator if you're not understanding something or you need a little bit more help. But please don't hesitate to reach out and ask. Our biggest priority right now is getting the interviews submitted. So as long as you can go to applications and click on that application number, then you're able to create that BGO interview. And remember, you just go to BGO interviews and that interview will populate so that you can edit and submit that interview. All right, that's all I have. Thank you. I hope this was helpful. Have a good day.